right, so you're listening to another episode of the All About Records podcast. I'm here today with Jaegerboom. Is it Jaegerboom?
Yeah.
Because I always, for some odd reason, my brain wants to say bomb, like when I see it. So should I refer to you as Jaegerboom, or should I use your name, which is what, Kiana, right?
Yeah, you can just call me Kiana if that's easier.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. It's whatever you prefer, you know?
Yeah, Kiana works.
All right, great.
Perfect.
So, Kiana is a cosplayer and one of our models/promoters on Instagram. I was lucky enough to meet them at Terrificon, I think, last year. We didn't really talk much, but you did buy a bunch of stuff from us. So that was cool. You're from New York?
Yeah, that was super cool. Yep, New York.
How is
Very close.
What?
How is what? Sorry.
How's like the scene out there for conventions?
Oh, actually, honestly, there's not many near my area. There was one in a town a few minutes away, but it was very small.
Yeah. What? You don't have to say what city, but like what area are you? Like upstate, near Pennsylvania, or like in like the city or Long Island or anything?
No. I live actually upstate, so I'm about 4 hours from the city.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's a commute to when you go to. Are you going to Anime Boston?
Yep, so, I'll be at Anime Boston.
That'll take you, what, like 6 hours?
I think it takes about 4.
4? All right.
Yeah.
So you kind of near, like, well, I don't know. You probably take, like, the Mass Pike, then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what we do.
It's a very long and boring road. So I guess the first thing I'll ask is, what got you into cosplay?
Actually, obviously, if you have visited my page, you know that I'm in love with Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
And it actually started out because I found some skits on YouTube that people recorded of a group of cosplayers at conventions. And I just fell in love with it. And I thought, oh, wow, maybe I could do that. So, definitely. Internet surfing led to me cosplaying.
That's cool. Believe it or not, Attack on Titan is one of the things that got us making shirts and doing the conventions again. Because
really?
Yeah, the Eat, Sleep, Slay shirt was, I think, like the 3rd shirt we designed. We did that shirt, the I Heart Dick Grayson shirt, and the Winchester Brothers shirt, and the Gotham is for Lovers shirt, all in the same like run. Those are like our first 4 shirts.
Oh, man, that's awesome. I actually love that shirt. It's one of my favorite ones.
The Eat, Sleep, Slay one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite ones, too. It doesn't sell as well. I think when the new season starts, it'll pick up again.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, too.
Yeah, the Scouting Legion shirt still moves really well, but the Eat, Sleep, Slay, it, like, comes and goes, so... So, who do you cosplay right now, and who are you thinking of cosplaying in the future as?
Well, right now I actually mostly cosplay as Aaron from Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
But I have been adding a few little side ones. Like for Anime Boston, I actually have a lineup that consists of more than just Attack on Titan for once.
Yeah.
I'm trying to cosplay from Blue Exorcist and maybe Noragami too.
I think I saw your Blue Exorcist in your feed recently. It looked good though. It looked good. I think you can pull that off. No problem. Yeah, I think I noticed it today. I was like, oh, Blue Exorcist. We just started making those shirts too.
Yeah, I saw that. I was super excited.
Yeah, it's a great show. I try to like make people like do the polls and see what people want. You know what I mean? Like I can't make 1,000 shirts, so I try to make what people want the most. So.
Right. I think that's awesome.
So what else was it besides Blue Exorcist? I forgot. I'm sorry. I think I may have cut you off.
Fine. Noragami.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm hoping. I've only cosplayed Yato like a couple times, so I'm hoping to kind of start doing that a little bit more to get more comfortable in the character. But,
I think you can pull that off too.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've said it a few times, but like I'm gonna start cosplaying this year the first time, and I'm gonna do Hunk from Voltron and Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know. So you've seen me in person, so like I feel like you can vouch that I could probably pull those two off.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah, I feel like every time I see either of those characters, they're always like people a foot shorter than me. So I was like I think if I do it, people are like, "Oh my god, that's great," you know.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Are you planning to go to a con soon?
I was gonna do. We couldn't get into Anime Boston, and I ended up having like a little bit of an argument with the guy who books the tables and stuff because their system makes me very upset.
No.
And yeah, I know. And then I kind of thought about getting a hotel room for one night and just doing like podcast interviews to people because a lot of like people, our followers will be there, and it's super close to my house, so I could easily just go there and just hang out in the hotel. But I also applied for a press pass, so I'm waiting to see if I get a press pass or not.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so I mean, even if I don't go to that, I'll probably run into you soon because we're doing Comic-Con in Connecticut. I don't know if you're going to that.
Yeah, Connecticut.
I know you're close to Connecticut. I'm going to do Terrificon again, and then I may do Kineticon.
Mm-hmm.
So
Kineticon's really fun.
Is it fun? Is it big? Because the website makes it look kind of cheesy.
No, it's a pretty decent size.
Is it
actually.
like the size of Terrificon or like?
No, it's bigger than that.
Oh, it's bigger than Terrificon?
Yeah, I think so. Definitely. Yeah, it's a pretty big con.
Oh, cool. Then I'll probably definitely do that then. I was worried because I was looking at the website. I was looking at it on my phone, and it looked very, like, not legit, kind of. Maybe I was looking at the wrong thing. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. I was surprised by the size of it, actually. The convention center is pretty nice.
That's great. So it's pretty much like a big, like, city con. It's not like in, like, a VFW or anything?
Yeah, it's a nice one.
Oh, that's pretty cool. We're thinking about doing a convention here because where I live is about 45 minutes from Providence and 45 minutes from Boston. So we're like in a really good location, and there are no like small cons around this area. Like you have to drive north to get to all of them. So we're gonna try and do one. I'll definitely keep you posted on it and stuff, and obviously I'll post about it on Instagram for a year to promote it. You know.
Yeah.
But we want to do like a lot of like C-level celebrities, like Barb from Stranger Things. You know, people who like died off. You know, or like just random characters. You know, like maybe like a Eugene from The Walking Dead or something. You know, what I mean? Like no one that's super famous, but people who don't do cons regularly, maybe. You know, that may get like interest going. So that'll be kind of neat and interesting to do. All right, so...
Oh, yeah, it's super neat.
Let me ask you this. What's it like to have the amount of followers you have and have so many, like, strangers liking and, like, commenting on your pictures? Because you have, like, over 70,000 people on your Instagram, right?
Yeah, yep.
Is it weird?
It's actually kind of intimidating, but very... It's not weird per se. It's just very.
Is it interesting? I find social media super interesting, you know. And it's weird because it's like social media to me is like high school. Mm-hmm. Like somebody's always going to say something bad no matter what you do, you know. But there'll always be like people who will like try to lift you up and stuff. So it's pretty neat.
Yeah, no, it's actually very loving and supporting, and it's amazing. Honestly, it's very lucky. You know, very fortunate.
Yeah, it is definitely interesting. Like we've been gaining a lot of popularity and stuff on there, and like thanks to people like yourself. you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's great to meet people at the conventions, but it's also like interesting. Like someone the other day bought stuff from us at a con, and like they were like nervous, you know?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they were like the cutest kid ever, and it was like I wanted to be like, what? Like it's okay, like you know what I mean? Like their hands were like shaking, giving us money, you know? And it was just like,
Oh.
yeah, right. It's so heartwarming, and then, like so many people like share stories, and like even the first time you meet them, it's not like you're meeting them, you know? It's like you know them already.
Yeah.
So I mean,
it's so fun.
Yeah.
I love meeting people at cons. It's the best feeling.
it is, especially when they're like cool people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you have any advice for like younger or newer cosplayers who are trying to, I don't know, get followers, or honestly, like any type of advice?
Advice for cosplaying?
Yeah, like anything really.
Honestly, I would just say I know it sounds super cheesy, but if you go into it with just the mindset of honestly enjoying it and getting into character and meeting new people, you're going to get the best out of it. The experience itself is very rewarding. I mean, I don't really know advice on how to like get followers per se, because I don't even know how that happened to me, but
Well, I think that's the best thing to say, really, then. It's like, it's organic, you know?
yeah.
I feel like a lot of that was like with us too. It's very like, it just happens, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to, you're not buying them. They're people who genuinely like what you're doing, which is great, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's very rewarding. It feels nice to have to really enjoy it. Cosplaying is very fun. So
Yeah, it seems like I've met tons of cosplayers over the years, and they always seem like they're having so much fun. You know?
yeah. Yep.
Even especially when it's like groups, you know, like I feel like that's like the best thing ever when you see like, even if it's two people together, you know, like I'm trying to get Kevin, who's like my partner with the space, to cosplay as Pidge, and like to get like he'd be like the perfect Pidge. He wasn't at that convention, but he would be perfect, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like us two together would be great, you know.
Yeah, it's always more fun when there's when you get a group of friends and you go to a con together, or you meet new people at cons and you hang out the whole weekend. It's so fun.
It's like cosplay camp.
So I totally understand.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, I used to do like Warped Tour in the summer, and we always called it like punk rock camp, because you'd only see these people in the summer, but you'd have like the best summer ever, like touring in vans, and like you'd switch vans, and you know what I mean? You'd go on all these adventures together, and at the end of the summer it'd be over. But you'd keep in touch, you know, through like emails and Facebook and everything.
Yeah. Yep. You can make some lifelong friends doing things you love, and it's great.
Yeah, and they're from like all over the world. Like we have people who like promote the shop in like Germany and Australia, and you know what I mean? Like it's insane.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have followers all over the world, you know?
Yeah, it's surprising, actually.
Yeah, sometimes I have to ask, like they'll message me and I won't understand what they're even saying. And I ask them usually if they're using like an interpretation app or something, because like it just doesn't make sense, you know? All right, so what would you consider your favorite anime of all time?
Oh my goodness.
That's a tough one, right?
Oh, that's a hard one.
It's all right. It's all right. We can think it through while you talk. It's fine.
Well,
I mean, would it be Attack on Titan, or is there something else?
I actually think it might be Attack on Titan.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know.
Honestly, it's such trash, but I love it so much.
Yeah, it's so. I remember the first time I watched it, I couldn't stop laughing at the Titans. I just thought they were the funniest things ever. because they're just like big babies, you know.
Yeah.
They run like babies, and I was just like, this is ridiculous. And then you get sucked into the story, and you're like, oh my god, it's so good.
I know.
Like anime has a way of doing that. Like
It's a trap.
it is a trap. Like I watched some zombie thing this week because I try to I just watch stuff while I'm like doing computer work, and I watched like But I'm a Zombie or I'm a Zombie or something. And it's super cheese fan service, and I was like, this is kind of cheesy. And then before I knew it, I was like sucked into the story. And like the main character,
find out what happens.
yeah, like and the main character literally like he gets this like he's a zombie and he has like a magical chainsaw. And when he uses the chainsaw, he basically gets dressed
Sounds intense.
Yeah, but like here's the fan service is when he uses the chainsaw, he becomes a magic girl and he wears like a girl's outfit and stuff, and he's super embarrassed. Yeah, like it's like cheesy funny, you know? And like he has the typical like harem of like girls who like him, you know what I mean? And he's totally oblivious, and like it's all that cheesy fan servicey stuff. But it's funny, you know? And then like 5 episodes in, I'm like, now I need to know what happens. So, I mean, and then it gets super deep, and like, you're like, I can't believe this show has this depth when 2 minutes ago, like, you know what I mean? This kid was running around with a chainsaw and drag, you know? It's very weird.
Yep.
But it's good. It's funny, you know?
Might just have to watch it.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. I mean, I think it's like 20 episodes for 2 seasons. Did you ever see The Devil is a Part-Timer?
I didn't finish it, but I did start watching that, yeah.
It's like a little bit cheesier, funnier than that, you know? Which, like, I love The Devil is a Part-Timer. I think it's one of the funniest animes ever. So, what are you watching currently? Is there anything that you're, like, in the middle of a season with, or...?
Honestly, I'm still finishing up on Blue Exorcist. I finished the first season, but I haven't started the second one yet.
Yeah, that's a long show, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even sure if I watched the second season. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who's listening, but tell me if I'm done with the first season or the second season, because sometimes I watch them and I forget. I remember it ending with like the top of a building blowing up or something. Like a big battle on top of a building. Is that the first season?
Yes. In the anime, the first season ends. Like the second season of Blue Exorcist picks up about halfway through the first season of it.
Oh, is it one that crosses and like redoes things?
Yeah.
Oh, those things stress me out. Have you ever seen? I just watched a really great series. That's 2 different series. It's a railgun. What is it called? I forget the beginning of it, but it's something railgun. And like, I watched it out of order apparently. So the railgun series is about this girl who's like has like powers, and they live in a city where everyone has powers and they're ranked and stuff. And she's awesome, and she has like this best friend, and it's their story. But there's another one that's about magic, and that takes place in between, or I mean, like before, and then ends halfway through the railgun season. Like, so it's kind of confusing, but it's kind of cool at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, a certain scientific railgun and a certain magic something. I don't remember what the other, but they're both on Hulu. It doesn't matter. But they're pretty good.
Anime.
Yeah,
it's just sometimes they get so confusing.
They can. It's so crazy. The other night we went to see the Sword Art movie, and it was like packed. The theater was so packed, and there were like little kids in it, and it was awesome. Like you could hear little kids like making little kid noises, and like people would like laugh. Like you know when you go to a movie and people don't really make any sounds. Like these people were like laughing, and then the end of the movie, like everyone clapped and stuff. I don't know if you've watched Sword Art, but Sword Art's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen that yet, but I did see the preview for the movie, and it's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not great, you know, but it's good, and it follows the series, you know, and it gives you more of them. Sword Art's like a weird series because it's like there's like a not fan servicey romance, you know, like I think they're like the two main characters are like the best couple in any anime or even like most series. Like they're just a great couple together. And like it's good to see them grow. Like one of the side things in this one is she keeps asking the kid to meet her mom, you know. And and it's like, you know what? You've been through like 3 seasons of the show and you haven't met your girlfriend's mom yet? Come on. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of ridiculous. But, and one of the good things about Sword Art is, you know, usually the main character is like a boy and they become super powerful and it gets ridiculous. Well, like the 3rd season or 3rd series or whatever, he's so powerful, they don't even use him really, and he's like the butt of a joke, and it focuses on the girl.
Oh, I see.
It's pretty cool. Like, she becomes like the main character. There's even like an episode in the 3rd season where like he's asleep, and like the girls are like drawing on his face, like with marker and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, he's like so like pushed off to the side. And he makes like a couple appearances and stuff. But for the most part, she's like the main character in the 3rd season, and then he's like the support. So.
Oh, well, that's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see like them switch that off. You know, I think Kevin was saying in like the books it does that too. You know what I mean? Like they're almost like marketed differently because it's for her, and you know, which is pretty neat.
That is neat. Yeah, I haven't even started that one.
Yeah, it's definitely worth watching.
I've heard a lot about it, though.
It's good. It's one of the good things is like each season it's like a different computer game, like a different online game they're in, so it's like totally different.
Oh, there you go.
So I mean, you can be like, oh, they're trapped in a game, but you know what I mean? Like they're not. In the 2nd season, it's like people are dying in this game and they don't know how. And like the 3rd season is like it's about the girl and her new friends, and like she's like helping these like sick kids, and it's pretty good. It's got a lot of heart to it, you know, like it's a very emotional series, especially the ends. Like even the end of the movie, you're like, oh, Sword Art, you got me. You know?
Oh no.
Yeah.
You got me again.
You got me again. Always. Some of these animes, they get you hard, you know?
Yes, definitely.
Did you, have you seen Erased?
No, I haven't.
Oh, if you want an emotional roller coaster.
Oh gosh, is it sad?
Watch Erased. It's like, have you watched Your Lies in April or whatever it's called?
Mm-mm.
No, I haven't seen it, but everyone says it's like Erased but more sad, so I can't watch it. But Erased is like, this won't even spoil it, but basically, Erased starts off, and it's this kid, and he's like, sometimes I go back in time. And it's only for a few seconds. And it's like he sees like a butterfly. It's like the butterfly effect. And he can like save people. Like he helps people. In the very beginning, he stops a girl from like getting hit by like a truck or something. So you learn his power, right?
Mm-hmm.
He comes home from work that night.
Right.
And his mom's dead. And like the police think it's him. So the police are like chasing him, right? And he like falls. And he wakes up and he's like 10 years old.
Oh no.
Yeah. So he's back. Oh, because when he goes back in time, he goes back like in his body, you know? So he's 10 years old. And it's the year of school where like a bunch of kids got murdered. So he tries to save these kids as like a little kid. And the kids are so cute, but they also have like tragic backstories. Like one kid's mom beats her and like, you know what I mean? And like he knows all the kids who are going to die. So he's trying to help them.
Oh no.
Yeah. And like every episode is like a super cliffhanger. Yeah. You get like sucked in. Luckily it's like something you can watch like on a Sunday, you know?
Oh. I don't know if I need another one of those in my life.
It's super good though. It's really good. So let's talk about some other stuff. Besides Anime Boston, are you going to any other conventions?
Yes, actually, we are planning to get a group together and go to Kineticon.
Yep.
And We were thinking to go to maybe PortCon too, if we can.
Yep.
Scrape up the money.
Is that the one in like Maine or whatever? Which one is that?
That one's in Maine.
Maine, yeah.
Portland,
it's the
Maine.
other Maine one. Yeah, I looked into doing that one
Yeah.
too.
That one was fun. It's kind of small. It's on the smaller side.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I went last year, so.
I signed up for a Bangor Con, which is in Maine as well.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm trying to do like 2 to 3 a month now. So I'm just signing up for like it's like I really enjoy it, and like I'm retiring from the music stuff soon, and it's like I'm just trying to do as many as I can to help promote like the store, you know.
Right. Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
Cons are awesome to go to. So.
Dude, I have so much fun. You know, I love like when you like randomly meet a celebrity and stuff, you know, and like the amount of celebrities I've told that they made me cry. And they're always like, oh my God, thank you so much. That's why we do it, you know? And it's like, dude, that episode, blah, blah, blah. I couldn't stop crying, you know? So, I mean, it's nice, you know? Like, they're not like, it's not like they're like sports stars or rock stars, you know? Most of them, I feel like, are super nerds as it is, you know?
Yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah. I mean, plus, like, for me, like, people on TV look gigantic, but then when you meet them in real life, they're all small.
That's so true, though.
Right? Like, and I'm like,
so true.
I'm 6'1", so like I overtower all these like superstar, like, you know what I mean? Like these people who look like giants on TV, I see them and I'm like, huh, like you're a little man. You know what I mean? It's so weird.
Absolutely,
you know? And like even like Negan on The Walking Dead, he looks so big on TV. And then, like, he's not. Like, it's weird.
Yeah. Yep. I can actually see that. I can imagine that.
Yeah. You know what? You can really tell his size is, like, he goes on, like, live with Kelly, whatever that show is, in the mornings. And, like, they're, like, the same size. Uh-huh. And I hit a button.
Oh, gosh.
It's all right. So, like, they're, like, the same size, you know? So, like, he can't be that big, but on TV he looks huge, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do you watch Supernatural?
Yeah, I've actually seen. I don't know if I finished it, but I got up to like season 10 or something.
Yeah, there's like 14 or something. But recently, some episode this season, the two brothers walk in from like hunting, and they have a bat with like barbed wire on it, and they're like, "Dad would love this," and they like throw it on the table. It's kind of funny.
Oh, that's funny.
Isn't that funny? It's like a little like wink, wink, Walking Dead thing, you know? Because it looks just like Negan's bat, so it's pretty funny.
That's so funny. Supernatural is a good show.
Yeah, it was good. So, what other cons? I don't think you finished what you were going to do at Portland. Are you doing like a group cosplay?
Well, we kind of just try and get a group of people together because it's a lot cheaper if you go with people and get a hotel.
Yeah, that's true.
So you get a bunch of friends. And so me and my friends are hoping to maybe do that. I mean,
I'm sure you could pull that off. I think you can get a group of people together. I think you could. And I mean, it's not that far. It's probably like, 6 hours from you or something for a drive?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that far.
About that. Yep.
Any other conventions or any cosplays planned out besides that?
I'm sorry, I missed that. What did you say?
Yeah, sometimes we cut out because the internet in here is awful. Yeah. Do you have any other conventions planned or anything else in the future that you're going to be doing?
We were looking at AAC.
Yeah.
Last year, but we didn't get to go to that one, so hopefully maybe we can make up for that.
Are you talking about another anime convention?
Yeah.
The one in New Hampshire?
Yes.
Yeah, we will be there. I was there last year, and like the lady who runs it, she's so nice. Like they were booked out of booths and stuff, so she gave me an artist table, and like I had like no space, so I brought my own little table, and I brought like a coat rack for the shirts, and I brought like a small display for the shirts, and like she kept checking up on me all the time, and she was like the nicest person.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, she was super, super nice. Because I was leaving, there's another convention that meets in that hotel, and I was like literally like pushing my cart out. And I saw her sign, it said like another anime con, and I was like, oh, when's this? And she's like, oh, it's like in 2 weeks or something. I was like, oh, do you have any booths? And she's like, no, I don't have any. She's like, but someone just canceled if you wanted an artist table. And I was like, yep. And
I'm taking it.
Oh, it was so much fun. I had like the funnest time. And I was there all by myself. Like I just had the funnest weekend by myself.
Oh, man. I'm so sad that we missed that one because I heard everyone that went had a whole lot of fun there.
Oh, I want to say like half the people were like in cosplay and like I know like the people who were next to me had like partied the whole weekend. They were all cosplayers and artists to the point where the girl set up next to me only showed up to set up her booth and to close down her booth. And she had her friends like running her booth because she was so like hungover or drunk for the whole weekend.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she was a wreck. Like it was all like her and like her friend kept like apologizing to me, and I'd be like, "It's okay, it's not. I don't care," you know. But they were super nice. And, like they were like the nicest girls I ever met. Do you ever travel any further away than that? I'm thinking about maybe doing like Anime Midwest or something.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm trying to like get out there. I wanted to really go out far this year, but then our Etsy store closed, so it like cut my funds down a lot. But I also applied for Anime Weekend Atlanta. Have you ever done that?
No, I haven't been out that far at all.
Yeah, it looks cool and it looks pretty big. It's like 4 days long. So it's like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yeah.
Ooh, those are the best ones.
Right? That sounds like an awesome convention. Like, whenever we do 3-day cons, we do great. So, like, a 4-day con has to be better. Mm-hmm. You know? And, I mean, Atlanta's, like, 24-hour drive from here, but it's not that bad.
Oh, my goodness. That is so far.
It's really not. It's not. I've driven cross-country a bunch of times, so, like, drives like that are, like, nothing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I used to, like, focus on music and stuff, we, because, you know, it's all about records, so we're, like, a record label, too. Mm-hmm. I don't really do it much anymore. You know, we put out like one thing a year or something. But, you know, like Warped Tour, we would set up a booth like we do at the conventions at Warped Tour, and we would go all summer and promote our bands. And I did that for like years.
Man.
It was all, I'm not going to lie, I had a great time doing it. But,
that sounds awesome, though.
It was awesome when I was younger, but it's too hot. I'd much rather be at a convention than like in like Phoenix, Arizona, when it's like 115 degrees out on a parking lot, you know?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't blame you there.
Oh, it's so like Warped Tour, every day you'd just see people pass out from the heat, from like exhaustion because they weren't taking care of themselves.
That's not good.
No, it's like it's a different world than Comic-Cons. Everyone in Comic-Con is like super happy and like, you know what I mean? Like, we're all like nerds together, and it's great. But like Warped Tour, you've got people who are there just to mosh and fight, and there are people who don't even care about the bands. They're just there to drink and tailgate. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just like it's a totally different world, and I'm so glad that I'm not like part of it anymore. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I had a great time doing it, but I never want to have to drive like 8 hours at night. You know what I mean? Like, overnight driving and then working all day in the heat. It's just a different world.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
But I mean, it's fun. So besides like cosplay, what else do you do? I mean, did you go to college or like, are you like, do you do any artsy stuff, music stuff, anything like that?
Actually, I had just finished college with my 2-year degree.
Yeah.
I'm planning on going back, but for right now, I'm going to try and get a job in between.
What was your degree in?
I just got an associate's in like humanities and sciences right now.
Well, that's good because if you go to like get your bachelor's, you can use those credits and stuff probably, you know?
Yeah. Yep. That's what I'm planning. Hopefully transfer somewhere. That's better than the school that I went to. But
that's the smart, cheap way to do it. That's how I did it. I did community college for 2 years.
I'm a cheap person.
Yeah, me too. I'm super cheap. I wear like the same shoes for like 2 years. Like people are always like, how can you survive without a cell phone? Because I don't have a cell phone. And they're like, how do you survive without a cell phone? And I'm like, every place on the planet has Wi-Fi. What do I need a phone for? Who am I going to talk to? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not calling anyone, you know? I'm super cheap. I put everything back into All like everything. Like I have change jars, you know, like. But I mean, that's how I get to go to
I admire that.
No, you know, and like a lot of people are like, oh,
stingy with my money.
Yeah, no, you have to be. Like, especially you do conventions. Conventions cost money, you know. I'm sure people tell you how lucky you are that you get to go to conventions, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not luck. Like, I didn't win a lottery. Like, you paid for that, you know? Like, people always, you go to Europe, you're so lucky. And it's like, no, dude, like, I worked 3 jobs. Like,
yeah.
You know? I mean, it's cool. And, I mean, you enjoy it. But it's still, you earn stuff, you know?
Yep. It's stressful. It gets a bit. But it's worth it.
Do you have any like sites or anything? Do you have one of those? What are they? I don't know how to say it. Like Patron, whatever they are. Do you have one of those that you can promote on here?
No, I actually don't have one of those. I know what you're talking about though, because
I always want to say Patron, but there's an E in there, so I don't think that's it. Yeah, I would assume that you would, you know what I mean, to help you like pay for cons and conventions and stuff, you know?
Oh man. Maybe one day I'll look into doing something like that, because that would be super helpful with just the con stuff, you know?
Yeah, no, totally. I see so many people just like getting people to pay for their like materials that way. It's insane.
I can't even imagine that.
And all they do is like, yeah, like, and they're like, I'll write you a note, or here's a Polaroid with my name on it, you know? And it's like, are you kidding me right now? Like, people give you money for that? All right.
Right?
Yeah, it blows my mind. But, you know, it happens. It's good. You know, if it gets them where they got to go, I can't call them out on it, you know?
Yeah.
So you don't have like, do you have no website or?
No, I actually don't. I just use my Instagram.
Just Instagram?
I'm actually kind of looking into maybe trying to make some t-shirt designs that I've had lingering in my mind for a while now.
You should do it.
So maybe I'll try it. I mean, they're not going to be anything super cool, but they're nerdy.
It doesn't matter. You know, like, I always think about, like, because, I mean, making the t-shirts was kind of like a way for me to sell out. Like, I used to be super, like, oh, I don't want to make money, you know what I mean? And money's bad, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you get to a point where you're like, man, I got to pay some bills, you know? So it's like, I guess I'll just make things that everyone wants to make. I mean, I like to think that I can balance it out with making things that I like. You know, there's only a couple, I think there's a couple button fandoms that I make that are things that I didn't watch, you know, like, or play, or like Homestuck and stuff. I don't know anything about that. I don't know Homestuck. I don't know the other Homestuck thing. I know nothing about that. But people bugged us to make them, and so I made them, you know. But like the shirts and stuff, almost all of them are things I watched, you know, and I enjoyed. And and when people like recommend stuff, I try to watch them first, you know, so I can be like, all right, I can get down, I can make this, you know. And plus watching it helps me come up with like the slogans, or, you know what I mean? It gives me the info that I need to kind of make them. What were you thinking about making designs? Like, what were they going to say?
Oh gosh, they're just going to be like very, well, there's a few things that like my friends and I kind of say or do like repeatedly that people know us for. Yeah. So I was thinking maybe just make some pretty like nerdy stuff with like maybe a picture or a logo or something. Kind of like you know Fox, the Ultimate Fox.
Yeah.
Fox makes t-shirts, and so I actually asked her advice on it. So I mean, nothing super great, but hopefully it'll work out if that.
It should. You never
is an
know.
option.
You know, the reason that like we're called All About Records is because I always say all about. Like, I don't even realize I do it, but like, you know what I mean? When someone's like, "Hey, Russ, can you do this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm all about blah blah blah." You know?
Yeah.
And then me and my friends were trying to think of names for the label, and they were like, "Why don't you just call it All About Records?" I was like, that is a good name.
It is though. It's a very good one.
It's great for records, but it's not very good for T-shirts and like fandom stuff. Because people are always like, "Where are the records?" And I go, I was like, I don't know. There's no records here.
Mhm. Well, I think it's still effective. I mean, it's known, so.
Yeah, I feel like it's known to the point where I can't change it either.
Yeah.
It's like we're too big too fast, and now if I change it, it's like a step back, you know?
I like it. I think you should stick with it.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that, and I'm probably gonna stick with it as much as like sometimes you want to start fresh though, you know? And like,
yeah,
especially we do like the convention and stuff. It's like you try to think of names that work out. Like we've been playing around names because like doing the convention. It's like, do we call it a Comic-Con? Do we call it a fan con? You know what I mean? It's like, what do you call it? Because like I want anime people to come too, you know.
Right.
But I need it to sound good, you know. And it's like the name has to be catchy. But you don't want to call it just an anime con because you want comics too. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things you got to weigh into.
Right. No, I understand that because, like, some people ask me to go to Comic-Cons or like certain things, and I get a little iffy. I'm like, okay, but I'm an anime nerd. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
But I think everyone kind of. I understand what you mean, though.
Yeah, it's like I want to make it so that everyone wants to come to it and feel like it's for them, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
And it's weird, like, when you do a lot of conventions, you kind of see, like, believe it or not, like, the name does make a difference, or, like, the guests make a difference, you know? Like, I want to, even, like, so we want to only have, like, 5 people, like, celebrities, I want to have, like, a voice actor, you know? Like, just so like the anime kids have somebody to see, you know? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I want it to be for everyone so that everyone has a reason to enjoy it, you know? And then we'll keep it super cheap too. Like, I don't know why they charge so much to get into these conventions. It's insane. The amount of money they make on some of these is so much. It's crazy, you know?
Yeah, that's why the small cheap cons are where you go.
And the crazy thing is like, most people don't realize this, but a lot of these conventions are not like nonprofits, and most of their workers are volunteers. So it's like there must be like a handful of people who are just getting the money. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, like if you ever get like bored, do the math sometime and like count how many tables are there, and then times that by like $400 to $500 because that's what the tables and booths cost.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, like,
that's so much.
Terrificon is like $600.
Really?
Yeah, it's super expensive.
Small.
Yeah, when I got the price this year, I almost didn't want to do it because I was like, I feel like we only made $1,000 that weekend in sales. I mean, I had a good time and I got to see Kevin Smith and stuff. Like, I met Kevin Smith that night, so I can't complain too much about it. And I didn't lose money, and I'll probably do it again anyway, but it's like, that's a lot of money for that con. That con was like a huge pain in the butt too, because of like the parking for like the dealers and stuff. It took us like 3 hours to leave.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's because they have like,
wow.
They have you drive out to like this parking lot and get in line, and you can't do it until all your stuff is packed up. And then when you get in line, then every like 20 minutes they let one car go to like the back door to load up and stuff. It was insane. I mean, it was cool because they had like people helping and stuff, you know, but like it took longer than I've ever experienced in any convention. Like way worse than like Boston and Rhode Island and Boston, Rhode Island, you're in and out. Boom. This place was like so long, it was ridiculous.
It's like a very hot spot too, though. That was at the, what was it called? The Mohegan Sun?
Mohegan Sun, yeah. I ate a lot of Johnny Rockets that weekend. It was good. It was a good weekend. Like, I can't complain about my weekend, you know? I met Kevin Smith. I ate Johnny Rockets for, like, every meal that weekend. It was great.
Sounds like it was probably worth it in some aspects.
Yeah, like I said, I can't complain. It's just, it's weird. You know what I mean? Basically, the point is like, somebody's making a lot of money, you know?
Yeah.
Especially when, and then you count the door, and if like a con's charging like $20 a day per person, and even if like 5,000 people come, which is like an average convention, that's a lot of money, you know?
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it's crazy. The business aspect's nuts. The convention that what were you saying?
Sorry.
It's okay.
I think there's a lag in it, so when I start talking, sometimes you talk and I don't mean to cut you off, so.
Oh, no, that's just me. I just cut you off, but, like, just how I am. But, like, the convention, that place that we're looking at is going to cost us, like, $8,000 for the weekend.
Oh, my goodness.
But if we sell...
That is a whole lot of money.
It seems like a lot, but if we sell, like, 50 tables, that pays for the whole weekend. You know?
Oh, yeah.
So, like, you have to look at it that way. So, I mean...
Put in to get a profit.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't care about profit. I just want it to be, like, a cool convention for people. Like, something that people would want to travel for and do every year. So, hopefully it's cool.
That'd be awesome to start that.
Yeah, I'm hoping
it's not too far from me, so.
No, and I'll definitely, like, probably ask you to come and help or be part of it in some way. Whether it's, like, you setting up, like, a table as a cosplayer, you know what I mean? Because a lot of the conventions around here have cosplayers that come. And I feel like a lot of them have no following. Like, it's really weird. No, but, like, it's weird. Like, they'll be on the flyers and stuff, and I'll be like, and then I'll look them up, and it'll be like 1,000 people or 500 people like them, you know? And I'm just like, I mean, they're probably not getting paid to be there, but to use them as, like, a marketing tool to get people to come to the convention is weird to me. You know?
I would love to help out.
Oh,
that'd be super cool.
Like I said, I'll definitely call on you when that happens, you know? I may even ask you guys to help out in the convention, the Connecticut shows, if we get like 4 passes, because we can only fit 2 people in the car with all the merch, so. So I'll probably be in touch about things like that, if you'd like, if you'd like to help out. I know it's tough, like, because you're, like, in cosplay and you're walking around and stuff, but even if they're just extra passes for you guys to get in or something, doesn't matter. So, you know, we've been talking for almost an hour.
Really?
Yeah, it goes by quick, huh?
That's a long time.
Right?
It doesn't even feel like it.
No, well, that's good. That's good that it doesn't feel like it. It's been like 50 minutes. So I guess we'll sign off soon. Is there anything you'd like to say before we end this, or anything you want to promote? Like your Instagram, do you want to spell that for people so they know to follow you?
Yeah, sure. My Instagram is Jaegerboom. So it's like Jaegerboom.
Jaegerboom. Is there a Facebook or anything?
No, I don't have one.
No, yeah, I was trying to find one to find things to ask you about, and I was like, oh, I can't find anything. And then I was like looking up your name to try and find one. And I was like, forget it. I'll just come up with questions and things.
Well, thank you so much for having me on. It was super fun.
No problem. Thank you for being part of it, and thank you for always helping out and making posts about like the shop. And
super, super glad to. You guys are great.
Well, we appreciate that a lot. And it's always good when we meet people, you know, like even though I don't think we talked at Turficon, But you guys came by the table like 3 or 4 times, and that's really appreciated. For real. I think you looked at the sweatshirts like all day long.
I'm wearing one right now actually because I wear the Scouting Legion shirt way more than I probably should.
That's fine. When it starts to get holy or something, just let me know. I'll send you another one.
Oh, wait, what'd you say?
I said when it starts to get like holes in it or like whatever, just let me know and I'll send you a new one.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so I guess we'll sign off with that.
Okay.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
All right, I'll talk to you later. Thanks.
All right, see ya.